Now that it's recording, to go over what is happening here, after being unable to make the last couple of sessions for Icefire, uh, you're back.
I'm
But but before, you know, the last session we had with Blossom was you all had the clever idea. Like I'll admit, it was a clever idea to have legend lore casts on Blossom. Um,
yeah,
However, that kind of backfired. As
a little bit.
yeah, just a little bit.
No
As
one died.
No, but instead you fell into a coma, into a magically induced coma as a result of something.
Mm-hmm.
So, for a bit of context, Blossom has been in the Feywild for a amount of time. Time gets a little weird in the Feywild, so the exact time might be determined um, when you leave, and we have to do the time dilation thing.
Yep.
Regardless of how it shakes out, you will roll back in to where the party is in prime material present day.
Mm-hmm.
It's just maybe you spent a couple months when the party sees it as a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Who knows?
But
I fucking don't.
I don't know either yet. That's a roll we're gonna make. As we figure out how you get back to everyone else. But we're here to do one-on-one about how Blossom wakes up. So,
Mm-hmm.
to set the scene, of course I have the music playing. I'm gonna wait a little bit for the music to start up again.
Yep.
There we go. Oh, perfect. You feel as if you've been wandering in this place for days, maybe weeks on end. A snowy forest full of barren trees, a cloudless sky above, and your path illuminated by a single bright star in a field of otherwise dim lights. In the distance there is a mountain peak, invisible if it weren't for the dim stars outlining it. A sharp breeze cuts through the branches. You get the sense the darkness that pulls at their trunks desperately wishes to pull you in. Or rather, pull you back in. That one bright star wasn't there before, when you stumbled blindly over roots and other dangers in the snow. For once, you see where you're going, and you think you can see a break in the trees ahead. Blossom, what do you do?
Oh shoot! I don't even have my character sheet open. What the?
I wanted to give you some chance to like roleplay and do your own thing here.
That's. I respect it. I thought I was just going to listen to you talk for an hour.
No,
No.
I wanted some interaction here. This is your dreamscape. Comascape?
It's,
Mindscape.
it's some sort of planescape.
Yeah.
Hmm. How do I play a sorcerer? uh. Oh, what are my meta magics? Okay. Those aren't useful right now. Is there... Can I look around for any sort of path
Yeah.
leading in any direction?
Make a perception check.
No, I just threw my die on the ground. Oh, shit. 8.
No obvious path. The snow here is pretty thick. It's blanketing a lot of the ground. Even your tracks are visible, but they kind of look a little haphazard, as if you've been walking over the same like area for quite a while. But
Like, walking in circles, kind of.
yeah. But you do see there is that break in the trees ahead. It's a little ways away. It might take a little bit longer of walking, but it's there.
Do I have any of my equipment on me? Or is it just the clothes on my back?
It's pretty much just the clothes on your back.
Cool. Then I'm just gonna pick up a stick, like a decent looking stick, if I can, or break a dead branch off of a tree, and take that through the break in the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before it was a bit hard, like you were stumbling through, you could feel sort of the branches hitting you because it was pitch black and you couldn't see. With this star though, you can now see, and you are able to make your way as you approach sort of this break in the trees. Let's see here. Hi, cat. I see you. I'm a little busy. Thank you. You continue on with the stick in your hand as some sort of defense, until finally, eventually, the trees break. You find yourself standing at the edge of this barren forest, overlooking a vast snowy plain, sort of rolling hills over in front of you and down towards where they meet the sea. To the north, across this great stretch of water, you can barely see the glittering towers of a city reaching for the bright star above. To the south, a city of ice and snow that glows faintly, seemingly lit from within. You know these cities. You've been to them many times before. This you know deep down. You're not sure how. And, far to the east, the dark peak from before looms ominously, ever present, always there, and a cold wind causes you to shiver.
Do I feel like any kind of am I being drawn towards any of these locations?
I mean, that star that you've been following is hanging over that city on the water, way in the distance.
Is it safe to assume that's Astrazeline?
You think so? Yeah, that's like you think about that and you're like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay. I'm gonna start walking towards Astrazeline.
All right. It is a long, long journey, but you start down this like hillside of snow ahead of you. You sort of like catch and slide a little bit, um, walking in some places, sliding in others. But you get to the bottom and you look out, and it appears as if you haven't made any progress at all.
Okay. I'm gonna cast polymorph on myself and turn into a Arctic bird, suitable for cold weather, and try to fly to Astrazeline.
You try to cast the spell, but as
No.
you feel your form begin to shift and change, you shrink, growing these wings, and you go to take off, but there is a powerful wind coming from the sea that like blows you backwards back into the snow. And as you sort of recover, you look up, and she wasn't there before, but a woman is there. She is tall, slender, almost bordering on gaunt, but devastatingly beautiful with long dark hair, like very long pointed ears, and a dress woven from seemingly darkness itself. You know who you're looking at. But she stands there, staring at the city and the star, with her back to the city of ice and light.
Do I still have my stick?
I mean, currently you're polymorphed. You come out of polymorph.
Oh, that's right. I'm gonna try to back away from the woman.
Yeah. You like brush the
try to get as far away to hide, but where I can still see her and keep an eye on her, but about at least 60 feet away.
You brush the snow off and start trying to move away. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
I'm not gonna use that first d20 that I used. Ah, that's only a little bit better. But not great. 10.
You start
Wait,
trying to back up.
can I use Tides of Chaos to give myself advantage?
Oh no, actually, not
Oh,
this time.
shit.
Um,
What?
as
Okay.
you like go to back up, she just turns and like watches you. Her eyes like fully like blood black dark. Just watching you. Doesn't move. Doesn't do anything to stop you.
I imagine, like, I alert her by, like, taking very loud steps and then just flipping it all over a root and falling. Um, and then I just roll over and hold my stick out at her as I try to scoot back. I'm just gonna say, stay away from me.
She looks at the stick in your hands and just sort of raises an eyebrow. She goes, "You do understand where you are, don't you?"
I'm not with my friends. That's all I know. Take me back to them or leave me alone.
She just looks back at the city. You assume is Astrazeline. She looks at the star and she sighs and in sort of an odd change of topic says, "You know, she insists on meddling, knowing full well the threats both within and without her walls. Too much like her mother, who learned her lesson too late. No matter. The little star will learn the same eventually. You are at the mercy of my spell. I should think that would be obvious. Or do you not recall what happened before you came here?"
Before? I don't know what you're talking about.
So you don't recall the visit to the Astrazealines Academy?
I'm sorry, what you cut off at the end there?
She said, so you don't recall the visit to Astrazealines illustrious academy?
Yes. We met a scholar who tried to cast a spell on me, and then it all went dark.
So you do remember.
But
Quite,
this is someplace different.
quite frankly, the spell should have failed regardless, but instead you ended up here. I underestimated you and how strong you would grow in such a short time.
Where is here? Is this your domain?
It is a reflection of my domain, tucked away in a corner of your mind under my control. And for all her meddling, and she points to Star, it is I who decides whether or not you leave. But I'm not unreasonable. I can offer you a deal to return to your friends.
The fact that you even have control over a part of my mind shows that you are very close to unreasonable. And I don't not much like the idea of trusting you.
It seems you don't have much of a choice. I may be cruel, but I know when to dance, when to ebb and when to flow. I have my plans, and maybe it suits me to offer you this deal.
Can I make a wisdom check real quick to determine my next response based on my previous experience in here? I want to do a wisdom check just to be like, has it been long or has it been a short amount of time and I still have patience to wait it out
Yeah,
kind of thing?
make a wisdom check.
Okay. 16?
16. Okay. Um, let's see. Upon coming to the Feywild, you sort of like felt again more in your element than you had in the Prime material. Sort of the weird rules of the Feywild made sense to you in a sort of intrinsic way. Um, Even if you had the patience to wait it out, you know who this is. Chances are her patience is greater.
Okay. I'm gonna stand up, drop my stick, and look her in the eye and say, before I agree to any bargains, what do you exactly want with me? What part am I in your plans for conquering this world, this plane?
You were in the wrong place at the right time.
That's it. Just a shitty set of coincidences.
Isn't everything?
If I know anything about this world, there's a balance of chaos and reason. But this just seems like a casualty of war that I got caught up in. With no purpose.
You were right in that this world is a balance of chaos and reason. So then I ask, which of us is the chaos and which of us is the reason? Will you take the deal or not?
Oh, what's the word? Oh, I'm trying to think of like. There's a word like. What are the parts of the deal?
The terms?
Oh yeah. Yes. It's close enough. What are the terms of this deal?
I will let you leave this place. I will let you leave this place with even some of the memories that you've been seeking. All I ask in return is that you carry something for me, and you will continue to carry it until such time that I require it again.
And what would I be carrying for you?
A mark. That's it.
And when you let me out of here, I'll be back with my friends.
You'll be free to return to them, yes?
All right. Fine. I agree.
She smiles. There's no warmth in it, but she just gives you the sort of smile a merchant gives upon closing a business deal. And she says, "Very well." And in that moment, there is a light on the horizon as if the sun is finally rising after a very, very long night. You blink and she's gone. And as the light sort of starts flooding the plains, it reflects off the snow and sort of blinds you in this instant. Um, and when you next blink, the snowy field is gone. But memories start returning to you. Let's see what I have written here. The memories that come back to you start first with that image, that memory you have of walking into the magic store disguised as yourself but not yourself. And as the memories start coming back, you realize that it's not the first time that you've gone out in disguise. Um, Memories flood back of other times that you've done so, far in the past and more recently. Times you've wandered both the Prime Material and the Feywild, meeting and talking with many others. Sometimes you'd spend whole months away from home. Once you attended a celebration in the woods, only to end with fighting creatures that sprung from the bonfires of the celebration itself. Another time you wandered into the Prime Material and met a young man, an actor in a troupe of traveling performers, by the name of Nick Bottom. And then you meet him a few more times. And one of these times you gifted him with a clear sapphire on a chain, which he took and swore he would keep on him at all times. The last memory that you gain in this is leaving once again in disguise, knowing you would meet this Nick Bottom. But just as you went to step between worlds, everything goes dark. And you sort of know instinctively that the next memory after that is you waking up in the Neverwinter Woods. With no memories, being found by Falcon. The rush of memory sort of subsides, and as you can sort of feel yourself getting pulled to wakefulness, and you blink awake, and you find yourself in a room, in a very, very comfy bed. You look out, and you can see the spires of Astrazeline in the sky. And sitting by your bed is the headmaster of divination, as well as Lady Chandria, the Lady of Starlight of Astrazeline. They look surprised and relieved to see you awake as you meet their eyes. The headmaster of divination comes over and goes, "Oh, thank goodness. Are you all right?"
I think so. Can I have some water?
Yes, yes. And he brushes off to where there's a pitcher of water, and a cup, pours some. Meanwhile, Chandria is sitting back in her chair, sort of breathing a sigh of relief, and just like watching the exchange. He comes over and gives you this cup of water.
Thank you. Do I remember my conversation with Queen Mab?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna look over to Lady Chandria and just say, I saw her. We spoke.
And she sort of, like, her expression darkens, and she goes, "I was afraid of that. Is everything all right? Did she take anything from you? Did she hurt you?"
Not exactly. We made a deal.
What are the terms of this deal?
She would let me go. Come back here. But I'd have to carry something for her. A mark, she said.
Both of them are now starting to look concerned. What mark? What did she mean?
I don't know. She wouldn't give me any more details when I asked. But she was watching this place.
And as you talk about the mark, you suddenly realize that really quick. What season are you in right now?
I think I'm very bad at keeping track, but I think I'm in autumn.
Okay. You as you talk about this mark, and as they sort of take in what you're saying, Chandria, watching this place, sort of scowls but doesn't seem surprised, and then she looks down and she goes, I don't suppose your mark would have anything to do with that. And as you look down, you see that your right hand appears to be in winter form, despite the rest of you being in autumn. Thank you.
Ah. You might be right. Is it possible I could have a glove, maybe?
And as you say that, you do see now, right on the inside of your wrist, is a mark that wasn't there before. A black diamond, a four-sided diamond with a snowflake in the middle.
I'm gonna cover it up with my opposite hand before Lady Chandria sees it.
And the headmaster of divination says, "Oh, of course, I'll get some servants to get you a pair right away."
Thank you. I'm gonna shiver a little bit. My party, where do they go? Are they still here?
Chandria speaks up as the headmaster steps out into the hall, and she says, "No, they left for the prime material shortly after events regarding the spell. It seemed they received some news about a companion of theirs in trouble in the prime material."
I see. Then I should join them as soon as possible.
I know they went to the King of Dragonflies for help in returning to the prime material. You are aware, of course, of the time dilation effect.
I knew it was a thing, a possibility that time is different between the planes.
They can be. The King of Dragonflies and some other Archfey, of course. Chandra gestures herself. I not so much. Can constrain the effects of such when traveling between. I can get you. And as she says that, there is like a little, sort of like a quiet little pop as a pseudo dragon appears, and lands on the bedside table, holding a letter.
Oscar.
It's not Oscar, but
Oh. Where's I think I just immediately start to say Oscar's name and then realize, oh, it's not him.
And the pseudo dragon for the like has a moment of like looking a little abashed and a little embarrassed that he's not Oscar, as
How
he
dare
gives you the
you?
letter, and he goes, I'm sorry, I'm not. He left with the others when they went back. Um, but
But all right.
I was told to deliver this the minute you woke up.
Thank you. I can take it now.
Thank you. And like gives a little bow, and then turns to Chandra and gives a little awkward bow before jumps up and disappears.
I'm gonna open the letter and read it.
The letter is from the King of Dragonflies. Um, the the short version of the letter, because I forgot to write it out, is that the rest of the Banes of Thunder plus Ylif returned to the Prime Material, following the news that Pell went missing.
Seeing the phrase "Pell is missing," I'm gonna like very quickly and probably much faster than I should get out of bed and start to look for my stuff. Maybe get a little bit of a dizzy spell.
And the headmaster comes back in time with like a pair of gloves. He goes, "Whoa!" and he like rushes over to catch you before you can like fall.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. I need to go. I need to help my friends.
Chandra, for her part, is just watching you with a very critical eye. But the headmaster's like, I understand, of course. I'd expected you to leave almost immediately, but please, you just woke up from a 5th level spell that went wrong.
Checks notes. A 5th level spell. Yes, but with the time, I need to leave. I need to find them. Please. Pell's my friend. He's one of the oldest friends I have. But, everything's so weird now. I have all these memories. They don't make sense.
You can see, again, like Chandria's like very intent gaze, just watching you. The expression on her face not changing, but the headmaster is like, I understand that, and I'm not stopping you, but I'm asking you to maybe slow down. You won't do your friends any good if you if you get yourself hurt trying to get to them. At which point Chandri does cut in and say, it's fine. I believe I can get the means to send you to the King of Dragonflies relatively quickly. He'll know best where he sent your friends and how to get to them.
Thank you, my lady.
Don't thank me yet. If your friends are right, you have a lot more to go between. Well, you have a lot more to go on your journey.
What's important right now is getting back to them.
Yeah, I understand.
I can deal with everything else once we're back together.
I understand. Turns to the headmaster. I trust that you'll arrange. And he goes, yes, of course, my lady. She goes, good. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to return to my duties.
I give her a nod of my head and watch her go.
She was waiting merely out of like what's what I'm looking for? Courtesy. She didn't really wasn't really waiting for permission, but just to sort of like, okay, she's not going to She's not gonna fall into a coma again. Um,
Yeah.
but she turns and marches out. You know, back straight, head held high, right out of there. Um, at which point, the next, unless there's anything particular you wanted to say to like the headmaster of divination, um, you are quickly ushered out. You are ushered to um, an individual who can sort of move you around the Feywild a bit more freely than others can. Um, with the letter from the King of Dragonflies, you can sort of get into like the Porters Guild headquarters, or not headquarters, but sort of the transportation building, which you are then like, it is sort of a whirlwind of getting your stuff in, getting there, being pushed into a teleport circle,
Mm-hmm.
and getting transported to the King of Dragonflies. And I don't know if there was anything you wanted to do or say in that time.
Uh, oh. Is there anything I wanted to do? No, I think my mind is just laser focused on getting back to the material plane. I'll deal with anything else I need when I get there.
Fair enough. Let
Yeah.
me just pull up that table again from the DMG about the time warp. Um,
Let's do the time warp again.
where is that? It's somewhere in the DMG, and I always have a hard time finding it.
Just Google Feywild time
I
dilation.
did, and it didn't help. No one had a specific page number for me. Okay, let's do there. Is that it? Yeah, there it is. You appear on the edges of the King of Dragonflies domain, that little, like on the other side of the bridge that connects to his little island. You're there alone, but I imagine you rush across, stepping into his domain, all the pseudo dragons flittering about, moving, carrying letters to and from their areas. Some that are on break, sitting at little suspended tables, um, or sitting along branches. And the King of Dragonflies is sort of humanoid individual with like long, spindly limbs and huge dragonfly wings. Um, Sitting at the center of like a tiny little pond, um, but looks up despite being blind, at the sound of your arrival, and turns in your direction. The little pseudo dragon on his shoulder remaining, as all 6 of his eyes are closed, and turns to you and goes, "Ah, there you are. Glad to see you have awakened."
You may already know this, but I need to rejoin my group.
Yes.
I was told they came to you.
Yes. They came to me. I could help in a way. I offered them a choice, and I'll offer it to you. I can either. There is time between the two planes is weird. You might have spent months here, whereas it's only been days for your companions. Now, I can either teleport you. I can either get a more precise location on where you'll end up, or I can get a more precise time on when you might end up.
Think I'm gonna choose location versus time.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. He says, "I understand. Please give me just a moment," as he starts weaving the spell, even blind as he is, starts weaving the spell, and there is a um, pool of light that opens at your feet. And he says, "This should get you close to where your friends are. Good luck."
Thank you, my lord.
Good luck, and be careful.
You as well.
And you step in. Now it's the
Yeah.
fun part where I get a roll on the time warp table.
It's just a jump to the left.
Let's do the time warp. I can't do too much.
Again.
Can't do too much. Okay. For reference, 1 to 2 is days become minutes. A 20 is days become years. Uh, for reference, yeah. Um, normally it's like the number of days you spend on like the Feywild becomes the number of years on the Prime Material. I'm gonna sort of flip flop it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to make sure, because I'm not going to mess with like, oh, you arrive years in the future with the party. No. You arrive at the
Yeah.
present day Prime Material. This just
Marcus is
affects.
dead.
Yeah.
Hello has children.
Yeah, right. Yeah, their adventure is over. They've just been waiting for you forever, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. That is a 14. Days become weeks.
Okay.
So, I think they've spent about a week, maybe a week and some change back on the Prime Material.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's been about, was like 2 months ish, a month and a half at minimum.
Yeah.
For you at least.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you sort of like step into this portal, and as the light, again blinded, and you blink and come to, and you find yourself, um, you find yourself, hi cat, pretty close to the gates of the city of Neverwinter. But it is, it's like one of those, like, you sort of feel it as you come through, just the, oh wow, I think I've spent a lot more time than I realize.
Yeah. It's like, oh man, I need to go dye my roots. Do I get any like direction ping of where they might be within either in the city or out of the city?
Um, I think what happens, let's think here. Part of this I'm playing by ear because I'm,
Yeah.
is that like you land in the Prime Material, look around, you see the gates of Neverwinter, and you sort of like get your bearings. When a few minutes later, another pseudo dragon appears. This time, it is Oscar. As he just sort of comes barreling out of a space that he wasn't in before, and slams into you.
Oh, oh,
Oh my god!
Oscar?
Yeah! Oh my god, Blossom! I got a message from the King of Dragonflies saying that you were there and to come meet you and to bring you back to everyone else, and oh my god, you're awake!
I'm awake and you're here.
Yes! Yes! Everyone's here, they're in Neverwinter, they're in the city. You're gonna have to tell me everything about this, about your journey back, about what happened.
Uh, it's not all very pretty, but yeah, I can. Maybe it's best to relay it with everyone together.
Yes, 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 of course, of course. And he leads you, uh, sort of chatting your ear off the whole time
Mm-hmm.
into
Yeah.
the city
Oscar,
of
tell me
Neverwinter.
everything. What happened while I was gone?
Okay, so yeah, we got back to the Prime Material. They found some bandits. They killed some bandits. Um, they went back to Phandalin, I think the town is. Yeah. Uh, they talked to some lady named uh Thorn. Thor Hull. What was it again? I don't
I'm trying to remember.
know.
It's brain no work right now.
'Cause- whatever. She might have been actually evil. Maybe. You'll have to ask them
Oh,
more details about that. But uh, then we headed out to Neverwinter pretty quickly after because um, they think maybe Pell was there. Um,
yes, I heard he was kidnapped. Have they found him yet?
so yes, turns out he wasn't kidnapped. It was sort of like a convoluted thing where like he wasn't kidnapped. He went along willingly, but it was sort of a last minute. Had to be done very fast. So he couldn't warn anyone. Um, but
How's
he's
Falcon? Is he doing all right? Have you let him know this?
they sent a letter. Wait, did they send a letter? They might not have had time to. Um, but they probably would have informed him. um, yeah, I think they've informed him. Let him know that Pell is in fact okay. Um, he's with these people called the Harpers, and the Sons of something. I don't. The names are weird and confusing. Um, but also we might have met Marcus's wife.
Marcus is married?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck! When did this happen?
When did he get married? Or when did we meet him? Meet her?
Well, both, but mostly the first one.
I don't know. Everyone's still kind of reeling from that. Oh, Marcus did lose his memories when coming back from the Feywild, but he got him back. Um, but for a while he couldn't remember anything that happened in the Feywild.
Oh. Would have been funny if he forgot his maze restaurant adventure, but unfortunately we didn't have time to do that.
um, but they're all back at this safe house that Marcus arranged. Um,
That's right, half the party are considered almost criminals in the city.
yeah, it's tense. The whole party is tense.
Maybe I'll just tell you, Oscar. I don't think they need to bear the burden of what I've been through until we finish what they need to do.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
I
you're free
don't-
to tell me, but I think they're probably going to press you a lot about what happened.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Sure,
I don't want to worry them too much.
they've been worried about you a ton.
It's nice to hear.
They've been kind of beating themselves up about not being able to do anything for you and having to leave so suddenly and everything.
Tell you what, maybe we give them a surprise entrance.
Yes. Listen, I've got some great little spells that are fantastic for this sort of thing. Oh, I love illusion spells.
I might need to sell something and get a spell scroll. But what do you have so far?
Let me pull up Fairy Dragons. Well, I have Major Image. I do also have Mirror Image and Color Spray, and Dancing Lights, and Minor Illusion.
Right. We may need to make use of all of that. I may also try to pick up a minor illusion spell scroll just to help out a bit. Maybe some pyrotechnics would be fun.
Be very fun, absolutely. I could try and steal the Wand of Pyrotechnics from Sedge.
Are you? Oh, I don't know if I can help you with that one. No, I don't.
It'll be fine. Listen, I'm a little sneaky. I
Yes, you are very sneaky.
look. I can turn invisible. He won't know I'm there.
Excellent. I still have this hat of wizardry that I don't think any of us can use, so I may try to pawn it for some coin and maybe get a spell scroll that we can use for this.
Oh yeah, no. Apparently there's a big market in Neverwinter. That sounds like something you should be able to do. No problem.
Excellent. And no one knows me here. No one should know me. I'll just pull my hood up, remain casual, under
Oh,
the radar.
so cool.
What's a radar?
What is a radar?
I've no idea. Alright. I think I should also get a glitter bomb.
Yes. I mean, I can do like a spell
But
to
like,
it.
but half the fun of a glitter bomb is having glitter in your clothing and equipment for months, even years afterwards.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Alright, so I'll get the spell scroll and the glitter bomb. And then we'll reconvene and talk about what illusion we're going to make. What grand spectacle. But not too grand because you said it was a safe house?
Yeah, it's just a little warehouse in the poor part of town.
Right. So we don't want to make too big a spectacle. Just enough to surprise them, but not alert the city to them.
Exactly. Yes.
So that knocks out the dragon attack I was going to stage. We'll figure something else out.
Yeah. Oh man, if I was in the Feywild, I could get pixie glitter. Pixie glitter is so annoying.
I should have. Oh, I could have picked some up while I was there. If I had thought about this.
Neither of us thought about it.
It's alright.
Next time.
Yes, definitely. Can we find like a city map to like pick out a meeting point?
Yeah. Honestly, like from here we can say we can call it and essentially before, in the time between now and when you show up in next session, you and Oscar can plan a hell of an entrance.
Yes.
But that is Blossom's return to the prime material.
Full chaos already, Bremen.
I hope you liked that. There were a couple of details I slipped into the scene with the Queen of Air and Darkness that may or may not have been picked up on. But I'll leave that for you to sort out.
I've got a 12 intelligence and a 13 wisdom.
This is also for you as a player.
Oh shit.
You as a character. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording though. This is great and I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Oh boy.